What is involved to become and be AIRC certified? Hello, I'm Jennifer Wright, Associate Director of the American International Recruitment Council and Manager of Certification. The American International Recruitment Council, AIRC, or also called AIRC, is a 501c3 nonprofit membership association. While not a government entity, AIRC is registered as a standards development organization which is recognized by the U.S. Department of Justice. AIRC's members are accredited U.S. post-secondary institutions, accredited intensive English language programs, pathway programs operating in the U.S., and student recruitment agencies. These organizations work together to establish quality standards for international student placement within the United States. A recruitment agency can only become a member of AIRC once it has successfully achieved certification. In this presentation, I will review the agency certification process. First, let's review why AIRC exists and why we have a certification process. In the U.S., agency-based recruitment is relatively new when compared with other national systems, such as the UK and Australia. As U.S. institutions explore the idea of using agents to help them recruit and paying commissions or fees to agencies for placing students, they want to ensure a high level of trust with the process. AIRC was formed by a group of educators that were concerned with quality in recruitment to help ensure trust. AIRC founders developed the AIRC standards, which are now used to ensure that certified agencies are following best practice. Agency compliance with AIRC certification standards makes it possible for institutions to choose agencies that have adopted these recognized standards, are well trained on all aspects of U.S. higher education, and which have consented to periodic external review as part of a comprehensive certification process. The standards by which an agency is reviewed are based on global best practice and developed by AIRC's own members. The standards were developed through a U.S. perspective, reflective of how one would expect an upstanding recruitment business to operate in the U.S. Successful certification of agencies attests to the quality of an agency and ensures trust in doing business with the entity. It means the agency has chosen to be seen as committed to best practice, and agency membership through certification provides the opportunity for agencies to participate as equal partners in the AIRC community. A major difference of AIRC certification compared with other standard organizations is around agency recruitment is that AIRC has a mechanism for dealing with non-compliance of standards. AIRC certified agencies that are found to be out of compliance with the standards can be placed on probation or removed from certification. Both these consequences would be made public. AIRC certified agencies make a strong statement about their commitment to ethics and best practice by undertaking AIRC certification. What are the costs and benefits for an agency to become certified? We will go over the actual costs in a later slide, but agencies need to know that entering into the certification process does imply both a financial and time investment that may involve changing some business operations to be compliant with AIRC standards. The benefits to agencies are clear as more and more institutions demand AIRC certification. Agencies also find that certification enforces good business practices, which improves business operations and morale. Students and families increasingly will also be attracted to quality agency experiences. AIRC certified agencies may advertise their certification with their special AIRC certified logo and take advantage of AIRC networking events such as the AIRC annual conference and marketing events such as certified agency roadshows. However, agencies should not expect to receive contracts automatically once certified. AIRC does not market for its certified agencies. What is involved in AIRC certification? AIRC certification for recruitment agencies follows a rigorous methodology based on global best practice. It follows the American model for quality assurance, which includes an independent peer review through its Independent Certification Commission. AIRC's certification process is also patterned after regional accreditation of U.S. colleges and universities, and like that accrediting system includes the following steps. Self-evaluation. An extra step, which is unique to AIRC, is the ordering of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act Native Language Background Screening, which checks for fraud and malpractice. A comments period, site review, independent board review, confidentiality of process, annual reporting, complaints process, re-accreditation. The certification process. The first step is the agency application for certification. We use the application to verify the agency's headquarters and branches, owners, years in business, numbers of students placed, and existing contracted partners. Eligibility rules state that an agency must have been in business for at least 2 years and have placed at least 50 students anywhere in the world in order to be eligible for certification. Once an agency is progressed to the next step after the initial review, a public comment period opens. AIRC announces the applicants to its members and lists the agency on its website under Certification, Applicants Undergoing Certification. AIRC members, other agencies and members of the public, including ISEF staff, U.S. Commercial Service staff, and other AIRC strategic partners, are encouraged to make positive comments or point out areas of concern. If AIRC receives a complaint or concern about an agency undergoing certification, the agency is informed about the complaint and has an opportunity to explain it. AIRC will also request information if a third party is involved, for example, a college or a university. The information gathered is shared with the Certification Commission as part of the overall review of the agency for certification. Negative comments received in the comments period may affect the certification decision. Next, the agency completes the AIRC Self-Evaluation Report form to document how it meets AIRC standards. The completion by the agency of the Self-Evaluation Report form usually takes a few months because the agency must gather documentation to verify how it complies with each of the standards. For example, for Standard 1.3.2, Human Resources, AIRC asks the agency to list the qualifications required for its counseling staff hires, and AIRC asks to see the CVs of its staff members. After the agency completes its self-evaluation report, it is reviewed by 2 AIRC-trained external reviewers to verify what was stated in the report. Both of these reviewers read through the documentation provided by the agency and gather other information that was missing from the self-evaluation report. For most agencies, one reviewer travels to the agency headquarters and one reviewer conducts her or his review remotely by interviewing staff, branch managers, sub-agency representatives, and U.S. partners. The traveling reviewer spends 3 days in the agency's country. The first day is arrival and preparation, the second day is the site review visit day, and the third day is reserved for writing and follow-up. A percentage of branch managers are expected to be present for the site review. In the case of very large agencies, 2 reviewers may travel to the headquarters and/or other agency branches. The final step in the process is the review by an independent certification commission. The commission is made up of 12 individuals from AIRC member institutions and members of the public in related fields such as law or accreditation. Each agency under review is assigned to a primary reviewer on the commission who makes a presentation on the agency. All of the 12 reviewers must read the materials for each agency under review, and they have the opportunity to ask questions and discuss each applicant. The Commission votes on whether to certify an agency, for how long, and if any conditions need to be met to be certified. The Commission also reviews interim reports submitted by agencies if they had conditions, and annual reports and complaints. The certification period for most agencies is 5 years with an annual reporting requirement. After the first 5 years, agencies may opt to recertify. The recertification period after the first 5 years is 10 years in length. AIRC certified agencies must post a URL on their website which links to the AIRC comments page. Once certified, an agency must continue to comply with the AIRC standards. One way AIRC continues with its verification is to require an annual report which details any changes in the agency, such as branch openings and closures, personnel changes, numbers of students placed, and updates on standards which AIRC requests. The agency must also show the results of student and client satisfaction surveys and improvements made from survey results. In the annual report, the agency may also state their achievements and accomplishments which are published each year for AIRC members. If an agency is found through a complaint investigation to be non-compliant with AIRC standards, it may be placed on probation or have its certification revoked. These actions would be publicized. The AIRC standards. There are 5 standard areas. Standard 1. Organization effectiveness looks at mission and planning, governance and ownership, management, staff evaluation and training, business sustainability, and transparency of fees charged to clients. Standard 2. Integrity of the recruiting process looks at knowledge of the U.S. education system and immigration policy, marketing the agency does, particularly on behalf of its partner institutions, intellectual property, for example, that the agency only uses institutional logos when it has permission to do so. Another area in Standard 2 is accountability for the subagents the agency may work with. In Standard Area 3, Student and Family Engagement, AIRC looks at the service contract for students and checks that records are kept confidential. AIRC also requires student-client satisfaction surveying. Institutional Engagement, Standard Area 4, looks at the contract with the college, authenticity of student documents, and quality improvement through surveying of institutional partners. Finally, AIRC wants to know that there is a process for handling complaints and adapting the business operations based on valid complaints. That is covered in Standard 5. AIRC focuses on continuous improvement of its certified agencies, and so often requires interim reporting on some standard areas by certified agencies. Also, annual reporting is required of each agency. In the annual reports, we are looking for changes to the agency branches, updates on certain standards, and achievements the agency has noted. AIRC accepts complaints at any time for any of its certified agency. Here is more information about the complaints process. If a complaint comes in from the public about an agency applicant or a certified agency, and it deals with an AIRC standard area, AIRC has a process to handle the complaint. First, the complaint is shared with the agency, so they have the opportunity to explain the situation from their perspective. They may also refute the claim. AIRC also follows up with the complainant. If a third party is involved, such as a university, AIRC verifies the veracity of the claim with that institution. A subcommittee of the Certification Commission undertakes the investigation and reports to the full commission when the investigation is complete. They will also make recommended actions. Actions may be to require the agency to change its procedure and verify doing so. Other actions may be to place the agency on probation for up to 6 months, at which time the violation must be corrected and a plan must be in place to prevent future problems. The agency may also lose its certification. Both probation and the revoking of certification are made public. This is the page on our website where comments can be made about agency applicants. What are the costs of certification? The application fee for agencies is $2,000, a large part of which covers the background screening. The certification phase is $5,000. This includes honoraria that are paid to the site reviewers. The agency also pays for the travel and 3 days meals and lodging for the site reviewer. Finally, when an agency is certified, it pays $3,000 for its member fee for the first year. After the first year, an agency pays either $2,000 a year for those placing 500 students or fewer annually anywhere around the world, or $4,000 a year for larger agencies. Transparency of the process. In addition to the complaints process, AIRC is transparent about how many agencies have applied for certification and how many have been certified, in addition to how many agencies have withdrawn from certification and how many have not progressed through to certification after their initial application. AIRC does not make known the names of agencies that are not progressed through certification or those that are denied certification. These agencies do have the opportunity to reapply after a period of at least 1 year. The link here shows the list of AIRC certified agencies and their branches. This slide contains links to important pages on our website. Thank you for your interest in agency certification through AIRC. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions, and thanks once again.